Hello, I'm Ian Henschke, the Chief Advocate at National Seniors, and welcome to this special budget edition of PAM, your policy, advocacy and media electronic newsletter. Well, I'm sorry to report that this budget is manifestly inadequate when it comes to meeting the real needs of seniors. It fails to address two major problems: pension poverty and the home care waiting list. We've got more than 2.5 million aged pensioners in Australia, and more than 1 in 4 is living below the poverty line. National Seniors has been fighting a joint campaign with the Benevolent Society to fix pension poverty, and we've called for an independent tribunal to take the politics out of the pension, but that call wasn't answered in the budget. Instead, we got a one-off payment of $75 for a single pensioner and $125 for a couple to help with their energy costs. Well, our call was for indexation of the energy supplement. If that had been done, it would have helped pay every power bill, not just one. Well, now to the 128,000 seniors waiting for home care. They're struggling to stay in their own home and they don't want to go into a nursing home. Last September, Scott Morrison called a Royal Commission into aged care. He said he wanted to restore faith in the system. But what did we get in the budget? 10,000 new home care packages to meet the needs of 128,000 people waiting. All right, there were 10,000 announced last December, but the queue is growing daily. On budget night, the Treasurer said 40,000 new packages had been added over the past 18 months. But over that time, the wait list has doubled, from 64,000 to 128,000. Just 10 days before the budget, the Royal Commission heard from Dr. Tim McAvoy QC that the waiting times for home care are cruel, unfair, disrespectful and discriminatory against older Australians. And he pushed the bureaucrat in charge to put a figure on fixing the problem. She said it was fixable for $2 to $2.5 billion and said 16,000 people had died waiting for a package, and the wait times for the highest level packages were around 2 years. So thousands of people are waiting almost 2 years for help. No wonder they're dying. The Treasurer proudly announced we're back in the black and on track to deliver a $7 billion surplus next year. Well, that's not much comfort for the hundreds of thousands of pensioners in poverty and those waiting for a home care package. This budget was an opportunity to fix pension poverty and fix a broken aged care system. Instead, we got a cascade of tax cuts kicking in over the next 5 years, costing almost $20 billion. We don't begrudge the improvement in income for those millions of Australians who are on a working wage, but we're deeply disappointed for those who need help and have been forgotten. We also called for a scheme similar to the child dental scheme, which covers basic care worth $1,000 over 2 years. We wanted it extended to pensioners. Now, I raised this in a radio interview and was pleased to get an email from a listener saying she had heard me and, like so many others, she had held back from visiting the dentist for a checkup because it was just too expensive. She put it simply: Medicare is there for the rest of the body, but when it comes to our teeth, we have no Medicare. She thanked me for standing up for seniors, and she wanted me to continue this fight for better dental treatment. Well, we will. But the budget did have some positives. Changes to superannuation now mean that from July 2020, 65 and 66-year-olds will be able to make additional contributions up to $300,000 without meeting the work test. Also, spouse contributions will be allowed up to the age of 75. There's also an $18 million national plan to tackle elder abuse, including a hotline service. A further $1.1 billion for GPs to maintain their treatment of older Australians in aged care, and there'll be 13,500 new residential aged care places. So where to next? Our election priorities will be announced when the election is called, and let's hope the government will address some of these omissions in the run-up to the polling day. One Canberra insider said they might have kept some money back for election campaign promises. Well, let's hope that's the case, and let's hope the opposition will look favourably at our priorities as well. You can read our federal budget wrap-up on our website. Here it is at nationalseniors.com.au Budget Wrap-Up.